thought come into my head, and away it went. Hi friends, I'm back today with a chit chat get ready with me. I am going to be using a combination of affordable and mid-range products in this tutorial. Well, it's not really a tutorial, it's just a get ready with me. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Katie. I am a 37-year-old wife and stay-at-home mom. I am a beauty lover. That means makeup, skincare, hair care. I like affordable and practical fashion as well as home fragrance. If that type of stuff appeals to you, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. Because this is a chit chat style type of video, I will not be stopping and talking about every single product that I use, but please rest assured that I will list in the description box down below all of the products that I have applied to my face. And if I get really fancy, I might even pop them up in the corner as I use them. So let's go ahead and get ready together. So it is Sunday morning right now, so you guys will be seeing this a couple of days later. So I am getting ready to go to church this morning. My husband has been in Yuma over the weekend. He took our 10-year-old son with him. They went fishing. My husband actually grew up down there, so he's pretty familiar with the territory down there. But he went to go see a friend and decided to take our son along with him. So I've been getting pictures of the fish that they've caught, and my son likes to play with a little dog that's down there. So they've been having fun with that. So it's just myself and the girls. My youngest daughter is actually still sleeping right now. So if you see her pop into the frame behind me at some point, she doesn't know that I'm filming right now. But it's just been a girls' weekend, I guess. It's just been my two daughters and myself. We went out to dinner on Friday night, and that was pretty fun. We just went and got Mexican food, which that's a perk of living in Arizona, is you get really good Mexican food here. My husband and I visited Texas a couple of weeks ago. Not weeks, it was actually probably about 2 months ago now. And it was funny that the Mexican food in Texas tastes very different than the Mexican food here in Arizona. Not necessarily bad, like it's just different. But yeah, we went and got some good Mexican food the other night. And then yesterday, I had a meeting at church in the morning. I actually lead women's Bible study at our church. So we just kind of had a quarterly meeting going over, kind of like what we are, kind of like where our ministry, not like our ministry, but kind of like our focus of what we're doing. And our church has grown a lot in the last year and a half. I live in Arizona, as I have mentioned now. I've probably beaten that horse to death. But we have had a lot of new people move here in the last 2 years. A lot of people have moved here from California, Washington, Oregon. And so as a result, our community has grown, and so has our church, which is a great problem to have, but it's been interesting. Things like parking and problems that we didn't have before are kind of at the forefront right now. So anyways, I've met a lot of new wonderful women. I've actually met some really good new friends. And so that has been a blessing for sure. So let's see, after the church meeting yesterday, I had a baby shower to attend. And it was actually a baby shower for 3 friends. I have 3 friends right now who are all expecting babies between in 2 weeks, and then one is in mid-May. So there are actually 3 moms that are in our local homeschool group. My 2 daughters go to school, but my son is technically homeschooled. I say technically because he attends what would be known as a micro school now. And so anyways, we had a baby shower for the 3 of them. 2 of them are having little girls, and one is being surprised. She doesn't know if it's a boy or a girl. So that was just a fun time of food, and I am really, really blessed with wonderful girlfriends. I love them all. So we had a good time with that. I tell you what, though, it's so funny. My baby is now 8. So I have a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And then, I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but I hope. I did have a baby almost 15 years ago that was stillborn. I can't get that word out of my mouth. At almost full term. Well, actually, no, it was full term. I was 4 days past my due date. And so I went through 4 pregnancies in 6.5 years. And I am very, very thankful for my children. Do not get me wrong, but I am totally okay with that phase of my life being over with. I don't know if any of you guys who have had children, like you knew you were at peace, not having any more children at some point, And I have quite a few friends, it's funny, they run the gamut, but a lot of my friends have at least 3 children. Some of them have 6, some of them have 5, 4. I mean, there's a lot of babies when we gather together. Not all of them are babies anymore, but there's a lot of kids anytime it seems like my friends and I get together. But just, talking to them about, the upcoming weeks after their newborns are home, that lack of sleep. And I always say, like, I like looking at everybody else's babies, but I am at the point in my life where I am totally fine with getting some sleep at night. So, but that was a lot of fun. And we just all were reminiscing on, birth stories and just what a blessing that time in your life is, even though it's very tiring. And how truthfully, I know everybody always says this, but it really is a small snippet of time in your life. It's not forever. I was just telling my friend, I just remembered thinking if I could just get through those first 6 weeks where I'm trying to figure out my baby's cries and I'm just so tired and everything. By the time I had my youngest one, I had figured out that, okay, like I just got to get through these 6 weeks right now. If I kind of put like a time limit on it, not a time limit, but just that understanding of like, this is not going to last forever. This is X amount of time in my life. It's not really a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. How much that really helped me. So it was a lot of fun. My friend made these like pecan cinnamon roll type of things. Oh, they were so good. I think I had like 3 of them. No joke. They were so yummy. I hope I'm staying in frame right now. As I have said before, I don't have a viewfinder. I film on my iPhone. So I'm just kind of winging it here. And I don't know if you get to see what I am doing here with my brows. I did have these, I guess it's called micro shading. It's a little bit different than microblading. And I'm hoping that Monique, the gal who did my brows, I'm hoping to get her on for a video so that way she can explain the differences between micro shading and microblading. But essentially it's like these little tiny dots that they fill in instead of doing the cuts and filling it in with pigment. So when you do the procedure, which I had mine done back about a month ago, it would be mid-February, you do have to go in for a touch-up afterwards. So my touch-up is scheduled for mid-April. Usually she said you do that about within 8 to 10 weeks after the initial procedure. And that'll just help. Oh, sorry about that. I kicked the tripod there. But yeah, so for now, I'm still kind of filling in my brows, although I am very happy with how they look like when I'm not wearing makeup, which was honestly the whole reason why I got it done was because like prior to that, I had a good amount in the forefront of my brows. Would that be the right word? I don't know. The front of my brows, but my tails were just non-existent. And I remembered like in the summertime, I'd like draw on my tails, like if I'd head to the pool or just, a day where you're not really wanting to wear makeup, but it would be so hot and sweaty that like all of a sudden midday, I realized I had no tail on my eyebrow. And I was like, I'd look at my husband. I'm like, why are you letting me walk around like that all day with half my eyebrow missing? And he's like, oh, I didn't notice. Men, they don't really notice some of those things sometimes. At least my husband doesn't. So anyways, that's why I wanted to get that done, was so that way on days when I'm not wearing any makeup or on days when I'm wearing minimal makeup, I don't have to take the time to actually fill in and put color into my brows. So I'm just filling this in a little bit. You know, it's funny for me sitting here trying to do makeup in front of a camera. I usually do this in my bathroom, oddly enough, like in my bathtub. So I have this big like frosted glass window over my tub, and it creates great natural lighting. So this little mirror that I'm using right now, I usually always have this right over on the windowsill in that area, because I can really do my eyeshadows with that natural lighting really well. So it's kind of funny for me to be sitting down and doing my makeup, because I'm usually either standing up in front of my bathroom mirror, or I'm standing up in the bathtub over this little mirror in the windowsill. It's probably quite a sight to see. If you saw my last video about products I always go back to, the old brow gel that my husband can't believe that this is a thing, but it is a thing, sir. Let's see, I'm trying to talk about what other things. You guys are all just kind of getting to know me. I have been a stay-at-home mom for 13 years. And I know that that is a tremendous blessing. You know what, honestly, for me, I'm a pretty social person. So sometimes I kind of struggled a little bit with staying home, not because I didn't love being around my baby or whatnot. It was just that I missed a lot of the adult interaction. Prior to that, I didn't hold like a big like corporate job or anything like that. I worked for our town. I actually worked in the administration part of our public works department, and I really enjoyed that. But I also felt very called to my role as being a wife and mom. And I know that that looks different for everybody. And please hear me. I am not saying that every woman needs to stay home. I'm not saying that every woman needs to work. I'm saying that for our family, that was just what we desired and worked best for us. Okay, sorry to interrupt this, but I just picked up this new ColourPop palette. These are some really pretty cool tones. I saw this the other day. I went to go pick up one of those like online pickup orders. I swear they suck you in that way, because then you're walking into Ulta, and you just start to look at everything else. So I found this palette, and my daughter was with me, my 13-year-old, and we were like, ooh, that's really pretty. So anyways, I picked this up. But where was I at? Oh, so I've been a stay-at-home mom for about 13 years, and I've really, there's perks to that, and there's I don't want to say downfalls, but just challenges, I guess, with that. And one of those for me was just missing that adult interaction every day. And so I enjoy watching YouTube, and I enjoy, sometimes I enjoy being on social media, not all the time, to be honest with you. I think it can be a bastion of disrespect and people just thinking that they can be absolute jerks to everybody at times. But for the most part, the people that I'm friends with are pretty respectful and funny and encouraging. So I kind of fell into that rabbit hole. And then I want to say I discovered YouTube. When did I discover it? It must have been I don't want to say discovered. I mean, I've known YouTube has been around. But I think I started watching it a lot more. I really didn't know that there were like a ton of makeup tutorials and stuff on YouTube. I don't know why. I just never really thought of it until I got, what palette was that? It was the Naked 3 palette. I remember that was like my first like really big, like splurgy, high-end type of palette that was high-end to me. And I wanted to figure out some different looks that I could do with it. So I went on YouTube to look for some tutorials, and it was like I just stumbled upon like this whole different world that I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know that this existed. And it's all been, ever since then, it's all been downhill, I guess. So I stumbled upon the YouTube rabbit hole. And it's funny, I was listening the other day to Jessica Braun. I can't remember if it was like a vlog or it's one of her most recent videos. And it was funny, she said something that I totally resonated with. She said she was talking to her husband Tyler about how people do come to YouTube for things like tutorials and whatnot, but they also come to YouTube kind of because it's more entertainment. And I thought about that and I thought, yeah, that's kind of true, because the people that I follow on YouTube, quite honestly, are people that I feel like I would be friends with in quote unquote real life. Like I could sit down and have them over for dinner, or we could have tea or coffee together. I don't drink coffee. I know some of you are like, what? I like the smell of it, but I don't like the taste. But anyways, going back to that, it's like, I feel like I would, I only follow people that I feel like I would get along with, you know? And it's funny because the people that I follow are not necessarily like people that I probably agree with everything in life on. I think that there's a lot of value despite what I feel like our culture has told us the last couple of years. There is a lot of value to having friendships with people who may not always see things the way that you do. And I think that I personally have been bothered by the trend of like cancel culture and all of that, because just because somebody sees things differently than me doesn't mean that they don't have any value as a human being, or that, you know, I don't have to agree with their position on things, but I can respect them enough as a human being to let them, I guess, like have their voice, or just try to understand where they are coming from, because the truth is not all of us have the same life experiences. So our life experiences oftentimes shape our outlook on life. And I think that just the whole thing of cancel culture really can really be a bad thing. But anyways, I went off the rails there. Let's try to get back on. But anyway, she was just talking about how we seem to consume YouTube, or she does at least, more in like an entertainment fashion. So like I realized, like when I wash the dishes, or when I take off my makeup at night, or when I am folding laundry, I generally will have YouTube on, because I feel like then I have a friend there with me that is kind of keeping me company with that. I don't know about this eye look. I feel like this outer color, I'm not getting a color that's deep enough for this outer V. Maybe it's showing up better on camera, but here in this bright lighting, I don't know. I'm not thoroughly impressed with it. I do like the shimmer on my lid, but this outer V is not doing what I would hope it would do. This is a pretty like cool tone. I don't know. I feel like this, well, it does have a deeper, you know, this middle shade, this matte here, but it's like grayish black. I don't really want to wear grayish black outer V to church this morning. So I guess that's what we're going to go with for right now. I'd be curious to know, you know, who are some of the people that you like to follow? Jessica Braun is probably the youngest one I follow. I'll start with her since I just mentioned her. I've followed her for years, and I'm so happy for her having another baby girl coming up soon. I'm trying to think of other people I've followed for a long time. Obviously, Lisa J. I know a lot of my subscribers, and we all know each other from the Beauty Chit Chat group on Facebook. And I've just loved her for years. I love her kind spirit and just her willingness to teach us new things. I really like her. Who else? I like Marnie Goldberg. I like Jen Phelps. Trying to think of like other, you know, most of them are women that are close to my demographic or a little bit older than me. Trying to think who else is in there. Oh, Mrs. Melissa M. I've liked her for years. Mandy Lee. Melanie, Mr. Kong's mom, I've loved her for years. She and I are kind of similar in that we both love makeup and home fragrance. So honestly, like how I do home fragrance on the weekends, boy, this is real challenging to try to do winged liner on camera. She and I have kind of similar tastes in things. So we've messaged each other quite a bit on Instagram about, you know, candles and the smell of new hair products and stuff like that. So, but I've followed her for years. I like Mandy Davis. I like, Lisa D1. I just love her sweet little Southern accent. There's just something so kind and inviting All right, you guys, don't follow me for winged liner tips, please, because I am not your girl for that. I am kind of struggling with this at the moment. Oh boy. You guys ever start on a winged liner and you're like, I'm committed now. I've got to finish this out. I don't know where this is going. But here we go. I'm trying to think of who else is on YouTube that I just like when their stuff pops up, I'm like, oh, I'm excited that they posted something else. Oh, for candles, I like following Touch the Fire Twice and Brett from Philly Candleman. Those are two people that I follow for candle reviews. I've talked to them on Instagram quite a bit too. You know, that's the other thing sometimes that's good about following some of these people on Instagram is you see things sometimes in like real time updated, like you don't have to wait for the next YouTube video to hear their thoughts about something. But to be honest with you, I kind of struggle with the Instagram thing because first off, it's almost overwhelming to me. Second, they want you to put out these reels all the time. And I mean, it's just enough for me to learn how to somewhat edit YouTube videos, much less now you want me to film these things to keep up with all these trends that I know that they're trying to be like TikTok. And I don't even do TikTok because I just can't. It's not my thing. Oh, hold up here. I got the wrong shade of concealer. I will be right. Well, yeah, no, let me go grab another shade of concealer. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That's one of the problems sometimes with having multiple shades of your favorite concealer. Sometimes you grab the wrong shade. Let's see, but where was I? I'm trying to think back. You're probably yelling at me like, you were talking about this, Katie. Oh, Instagram and the reels. Oh, I can't get into them. I don't know why. I just want to take a picture of things and post it. And yeah, I just kind of struggle with that. And then also, to be honest with you, like there is the challenge, I guess, of being like having a public profile, because sometimes like most of the people that follow me are people that I feel like my content is geared towards. But then I get like the random men. And if you're a man following me, that's great. But like they send me DMs, you know, and just putting it out there that I am happily married. And I personally, if you are a male DMing me, unless it's something specifically related to the content that I'm putting out, I most likely will not respond to you because I don't have like private conversations with men without like somebody else being involved in that. I feel like that is just being wise. It's protecting me from accusations, them from accusations, or anyways, it's kind of been an eye-opener. It's like, okay, like why are you following me? Instagram is just, I don't know, but I do like the stories aspect. Like if you're not following me over there, I have been posting every day, just like the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. And then it's also like you get to see me like kind of what I'm doing in real time. Sometimes I pop on there with no makeup. Sometimes I have makeup on. I don't know. So it can be it's like a double-edged sword. You can kind of get to know people a little bit better, but at the same time, it can feel kind of overwhelming. I have actually started to try practicing staying off of social media 1 day a week. For me, I try to make those days Sundays because on Sundays, you know, I typically have church in the morning, and then I'm also trying to prepare things for the week ahead. I'm trying to usually get like lunches made and meals planned out, which I really struggle in that area. It's just not my strength. I don't mind cooking. I think my problem is that I like having a clean house, and then I'm like, oh, I got to clean the kitchen up again, you know, because I can't just stand to like let the dishes sit there. Also, the like making lunches every morning for my kids. Again, trying not to complain, but this last week my kids were on spring break, and I was like, yes, I don't have to make lunches, because it can just feel like it's like I don't know, it's like just one of those like tedious kind of tasks in the morning. Oh, I need to turn this around. I have this mirror that magnifies, and then it also goes to like a regular non-magnification. I tell you what, that magnification can sometimes be a little bit scary because you're like, wow, I didn't realize my pores looked like that. Or wow, look at that new wrinkle that's showed up around my eyes. Or look at all that hyperpigmentation. But I don't know, like I posted the other day, you know, it's funny being in the quote unquote beauty realm because there's so many things, you know, we are all aging gracefully, and I'm totally okay with that. You know, I never say never to like Botox or anything like that. I haven't had that done. And I may never have that done, or maybe one day I might be open to it. But, you know, the thing is that sometimes I think we fall into this trap of thinking that we need to look perfect like everybody else. And truth be told, like so much of what's going on here is a lot of editing. A lot of things are so edited on Instagram and even like here on YouTube, like this lighting that I have like a ring light in front of me and I'm sitting in front of windows, you know, just trying to get the right lighting. So I think sometimes we compare ourselves to other people, and it really is the thief of all joy when we compare. I might look like I'm going really heavy-handed with the blush, but it's because my face eats up blush. And so I feel like I always have to apply a lot in the morning so that it doesn't fade too much during the day. But, you know, the other thing too that I've always tried to remember about makeup, and I really teach it to my daughters, is that makeup is always used to enhance your natural beauty. I don't ever want to use it or teach others to use it because they're trying to conceal their insecurities or, you know, it's fine that we want to look better, but it's okay for people to see us without makeup. I don't want to make it like an idol in my life. I guess that's where I'm coming from with that. I'm going to go ahead. I always use setting spray, which is why you're like, Katie, you forgot to put on mascara. No, I didn't. I always put mascara on after I do my setting spray because I don't want like droplets all over. So I have a question for you guys. I don't know how you all feel about hauls. Obviously, I have a limited budget, like many of you do, especially in these times right now with these gas prices. And I'm not really somebody who goes and spends like hundreds of dollars on things. So sometimes when I see hauls, I'm always torn between this, like, that's so unrealistic, but also I understand that that's their job and they're trying to review things. But I don't know how you guys feel about that. I would like to share, you know, when I get new products in, like, or if I purchase new things, like I want to share that with you guys. But I don't know, what's the best way that you guys like people sharing hauls? Is it like me just, you know, standing up and being like, hello, look at, this is what I got, and not coming, knowing that my heart is not in a place of like, look at me, like I'm showing you everything? Or do you like to see new things being applied? Or I'd like some feedback on that. I definitely just want to give you guys content that you would like to see. So let me know about that if you would like to see a haul video, because I did recently pick up a couple of new things, especially with a lot of sales going on, and I would like to share them with you. I just don't know how to go about doing that. I did just recently pick up some new hair care products. I kind of like, I guess, fancier hair care. I kind of justify it in that I only wash my hair twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week in the summertime because I'm just like hot and gross. But it's usually only 2 times a week. So I feel like I can splurge on more luxury hair care because of that. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but oh, I love this mascara. This is a great drugstore mascara. I tried to use some affordable products in here along with high-end. Just know that when I have high-end products, I have never paid full price for them. I know many of you probably saw that video already. I'll link it in the cards if not. I posted on my Instagram the other day that I film in my kitchen, so I have to move my kitchen table into the living room. This is real cute and challenging, trying to apply lip liner while talking. So my table is in my living room right now. Everything is just all over the place here, but this is where the best lighting is. So we just make do. One of the things that has kept me from doing YouTube for a long time is that I have only so much storage space. And quite frankly, I am the type of person that I only want to purchase things that like I actually love or are interested in. I don't want like a huge makeup collection. I nothing wrong with that. If you do, or if you have one of that, that's great. But I personally, I like to use the products that I have. And so I think I've seen other people with these huge collections and I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to be like overwhelmed with that, because honestly, too much clutter around me gives me anxiety. The other thing sometimes too that's hard is I know that people are always looking for affordable like drugstore makeup, but one of the reasons why I don't purchase a lot of that stuff is because, like, especially for foundation or skincare, my skin does not like talc. It doesn't like chemical SPF, and it doesn't like fragrance. And a lot of the times the things that are less expensive, I mean, there's plenty of more expensive things that have all those ingredients too, but it just seems like there's not as many options at the drugstore. And so it's like, I don't want to buy a foundation that I know has fragrance or SPF in it and then buy it to review for you guys. And then ultimately I'm like, yeah, but it didn't work for my skin. And then that's like money thrown away. So I don't know. It's like trying to find this balance. Oh, this is a lovely lip gloss. This is going to be on sale in the 21 Days of Beauty, as is that Professional spray that I used. All right, so my makeup is applied. I am going to go ahead and take off my headband, and then I will come back with the final look. So this is the final look. It's a very neutral, everyday look. I used a combination of affordable and mid-range products. Once again, if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. And until next time, you go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.